So let us now go for number 11. Number 11, part A. It is telling us to solve the equation, and the equation we want to solve is x squared plus 3x minus 2, and this one is equal to 8 out of x squared plus 3x. So in order for you to solve this one, we shall do what we call, we shall take all the terms, or we shall take everything like this side, then this side will remain with 0. So we'll have to move this one going this side. So when it goes to this side, we shall have something like x squared plus 3x minus 2. Then this one comes to this side, it becomes minus 8 out of x squared plus 3x, and this one is equal to 0. Yes. And now remember, this one is out of 1, out of 1. So the LCM, we find the LCM. The LCM will be this one, of course. So the LCM will be x squared 3x, then out of now multiply everything now, isn't it? So when you multiply everything here, remember this one, you get this one divided by this one, not so. Then it still remain this. So x squared plus 3x divided by 1, we get this same thing. Then the same thing, you multiply it up here. Okay, so it means we have x squared into, multiply this one, x squared plus 3x, then plus the same thing here, because here there is a 1, and when you get this LCM divided by 1, you get this same thing. Then this same thing, you multiply it up here. So when you multiply it up, we shall have, remember this one is, they are independent. 3x is out of 1 and 2, negative 2 is out of 1. Okay, so it will be 3x into x squared plus 3x, still move on, minus 2 into x squared plus 3x. Hope you're getting what I'm doing. Then minus 8. Remember this one, this is where our LCM is. So this one divided by this one, you get 1. 1 times 8, get this one is equal to 0. So when this one multiplies by 0, cross multiplication, so here it will go away. Remember this one is out of 1, so the whole of this thing multiplying by 1 to remains this one, and then this one multiplying by 0, here it will go away. Then we shall have something like the whole of this one, x squared into x squared plus 3x plus 3x x squared plus 3x minus 2 into x squared plus 3x minus 8 is equal to 0. So what we are going to do here, we are going to expand and simplify. Okay, expanding, it means you get this, you multiply it in the whole of this bracket. You get this, you multiply it in the whole of this bracket. You get this, you multiply it in the whole of this bracket. Then like this. Then after you simplify. So I'm very sure that you know how to do that, Emma. So I don't want to go into that because I want to save time. I don't want the video to be too long. So when you multiply everything here and you simplify, you come to something like x power 4 plus 3x cubed, not squared, then plus 3x 3x cubed, then plus 9 x squared minus 2 x squared minus 6x minus 8 is equal to 0. Then when you move on and simplify them all, you will have x power 4 plus 6x cubed, remember it is this plus this, then plus 7x squared, remember it is this plus 9x squared minus 2x, and then minus 6x, this one, then minus 8, to be giving you a 0. So I've not gone into multiplying everything, yeah, because now you know what to do. You know this one times this, you get this. That's this times this, you get this. And then you come here, this times this, you get this. This times this, you get this. Then you come here, this times this, you get this. This times this, remember this one is 3x, so negative and a positive. Then here it is independent. You know that. So that is where we come to now. We come to this one from up from here. So what we have here, you see it is power 4, power 3, power 2, then x. So this one is a polynomial. It is a polynomial function to the power 4. Polynomial function to the power 4. So what does it mean? It means it has values of x. It has 4 values of x. It has 4 values of x. Remember, in O level we used sort of quadratic equations like which are in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. This squared, remember it. So it would tell us, it would show us that we have, after equaling to 0, after solving this quadratic equation, we would get 2 values of x where we had either and o. You remember that. So this one is the power 4. So it has 4 values of x. So how do we get to know the values, or how do we solve the values? That is the question that you should ask yourself. How do you solve the values? Now we have this calculator. So in order for you to solve the values, to get the values of x, you should first of all go to what we call a factor. So a factor, it is that one which the whole of this equation can divide. Remember a factor, you know what we mean by a factor. When you say this one is a factor of this number, like when we say that 2 is a factor of 4, it means that this 4 can divide by 2 and we don't get any remainder. So also such functions, these ones have factors, of which by those factors, when you get this function and you divide by that factor, you don't get a remainder. Remember in quadratic equations are made by 2 factors. Remember when you're having x equaling to 1, okay, and then you have another answer as x equaling to 2, then to make them factors, this one goes this side, you will have x minus 1 equaling to 0. Then this one also goes this side, you have x minus 2 equaling to 0. So it means x minus 1 and x minus 2, these ones are factors. Remember that. So here we should also find a factor which this function can divide and we don't get any remainder. Hope you're getting me. So you will come to your calculator. In order for you to find that factor, you feed in the calculator here. You see which factor, how you will get the factor. So now we begin with x power 4. So you come here, you put it on, you see, then we have alpha x. You know how you put x, alpha x is here. So alpha to the power 4. You know how you put power, how we put power to the power 4, then plus hope you're seeing, plus 6x to the power 3. So you input all the values plus. Okay, so I've finished putting it all there in the calculator. So you have seen how you put it. So now after putting it, we shall go on this button which has calc. Remember, you should be having a scientific calculator. So you go on calc. So when you go on calc, it asks you x question mark which value. So we want to know which value of x can satisfy the equation, can give you the answer as 0. So here it is by try, you put any value, but you don't put big values. You can put either 2, 1, -1, -2. Don't go beyond that. So when you put 1, when you put our answer, when you put x as 1, when you put x as 1, when you put x as 1, x equaling to 1, are you seeing 1? Then you press equal signs. So when you put equal signs, it gives you the answer as 0. So it means 1 satisfies this answer. So it means now here we shall have one value of x equaling to 1. So when one value of x is equal to 1, we can make it a factor by taking 1 this side. Then it becomes x minus 1. X minus 1 now becomes a factor. So after it becoming a factor, so we shall divide, we shall get the whole of this function. All of this function we divide by this factor. Okay? Hope you have understood the calculator trick. Then we use long division. You have to be knowing how to use long division. The factor is x minus 1. Then we have x power 4. Then x cubed plus 7x squared minus 6x minus 8. You see that? Then we start x power 4 divided by x, we get x power 3, isn't it? You know that. Then we multiply x times x cubed times x, we get x power 4. Then x cubed times -1, we get minus x cubed. You see that? Then we subtract. When we subtract, we have 6x cubed minus. Are you seeing? Minus. You have 6x cubed minus, again, minus x cubed. So this one becomes a plus and we get a 7. So this one is 7x cubed. Then we bring all this one down here. Plus, we are starting here, plus 7x squared minus 6x minus 8. Then we get this one, we divide here. So 7x cubed divided by x, we get plus 7x squared. Remember this x takes 1x here and then we remain with it. Remember there were 3 x's, now we have power 2. Then when we multiply again here, we get 7x cubed. Then 7x squared times -1, we get minus 7x what? Squared. 7x squared times -1, we get negative. Then we subtract this one, of course it goes. 7x cubed minus this, you get a 0. Then we come here. This is 7x squared minus 7x squared. So it becomes a plus. So you get a 14x squared. Then minus 6x minus 8. Then we get, now we divide again here. 14x squared divided by x, we get plus 14x. 1x goes. So when you multiply it back, we get 14x squared minus 14 what? X, isn't it? When we subtract now, we shall have negative 6x minus 14x. So this is negative 6x plus 14x. What do you get? 8x, isn't it? Then minus 8. Then you get this one, you divide here. So 8x divided by x, you get 8. 8 times this, 8x. 8 times -1 minus 8. So when you subtract this one, you get 0, 0. So it means now we have finished. So it leaves no remainder. It means this one is a factor. Now we are remaining with this what? With this equation. Now this equation, it has power 3 here. This one up, it has power 3 here. So this one is of power 3 degree 3. You can enter it inside the calculator. How about not using the other first method? I used the other first method because it was to power 4. It was to power what? Power 4. By this one power 3, the calculator can solve it. So we can go to you press on mode until you get equation. Equation, you see it. So you press 1 here. So when you press 1, it brings unknowns. Okay, but we don't want unknowns, we want degree. So you press here and it goes to degree. Degree, we want degree 3. So you put 3. You press on 3. So pressing on 3, it will be asking A. Are you seeing A with a question mark? So that A with the question mark, it will be here, the coefficient of x squared. Here the coefficient is 1. There is 1 here, silent 1. So you come here, you put 1. You see, you put 1. Then after putting 1, you say equal signs, it brings B. B, we shall put this 7 here. We shall put this 7 here. So you come and put 7. It brings C. C, we shall put 14. This coefficient of x. Then 14. Then it asks for D. D is this 8. D is 8. Then you put 8. Then here it will bring for you the answers. Remember now, we got the first answer. The first answer was equaling to 1, which was the factor. Okay. Now we have another answers here. We have other answers here. X equaling to 1, so that is one answer. Then we have another one here. Another answer, x is equal to -4. Then x is equal to -2. So here there are 3 answers plus this one we got at first. There are 4 answers of x. The ones I told you about in the beginning. So here we shall choose, but here you don't have to just come and write the answer directly. You will have to go back and choose. You have to choose which one will you use as a factor. So you have x equaling to -1. Let us use that one. So I'm choosing this one, x equaling to -1. So when I have x equaling to -1, when I put it like this, the factor becomes x plus equaling to 0. So this one will be our factor. So we again do the long division. We have the factor as x plus 1. Then what we shall put here is the other one, is this one which is showing cubed. So we come and say x cubed plus 7 x squared plus 14x plus 8. Yes, so start the division. This one has become a long video, so you will bear with it. So this one divided by this one, shall get x squared. X squared times this one, x cubed, then times here plus x squared. Then we subtract. When we subtract 7x squared minus x squared, we get what? 6x squared. Then plus 14x plus 8. Then this one divided by this one, you get plus 6x. 6x times this, you get 6x squared. Then plus this times this, you get 6x. When you subtract here, what will you have? You have 8x. Then plus 8. When you divide here, you get plus 8. 8 times this, 8x. Then 8 times this plus 8. You get a 0, 0. So we are remaining with one equation here. So we have this factor. Remember we had this factor also. Then we are remaining with this one. So this one we can solve it using the factors, or we can factorize it. So you have this one. So the factors of 6 which we add, the factors of 8 which we add, we get 6. So that is 2 and 4. When we multiply these ones, we get 8. When we add these ones, we get 6. So this one you should be knowing how to solve it so fast. So this is x squared plus 2x plus 4x plus 8 is equal to 0. When I factor out a 2, I factor out x, so it will be giving me x plus 2. Then when I factor out a 4 here, it will be x plus 2 equaling to 0. So I have x plus 2 I have x plus 4. So I have one answer here of either x equaling to x plus 2 equaling to 0, x is equal to -2. They are the other answers we got in the calculator. And then we also have x plus 4 equaling to 0, so you have x equaling to -4. So you can see -2, -4, negative, this one was -1. So it means now here you have to give a conclusion for the values of x. From the first factor we used x minus 1, our x was equaling to 1. So therefore x is equal to 1. We also have x. The second factor we used, it was x plus 1. We got from the calculator it gave us x equaling to -1. X equaling to -1. Then here we have x equaling to -2. Then we have x equaling to -4. X equaling to -4. So these are the 4 values of x I told you about in the beginning. Okay, so that's how we find them. Hope you get it. Alright, so all these values, they satisfy this equation. When you put it on the calculator back, like the way I put it, the way I was showing you, when you put it and then you press on calc and it asks you for the value of x. When you put -1, it has to give you the answer 0. When you put x as -1, when you put x as 1, it gives you answer 0. When you put x as -1, it gives you the answer 0. When you put x as -2, still you get a 0. When you put x as -4, still you get a 0. So it means these are the values of x that satisfy the equation. The equation was 2 power 4. So these are the 4 answers that you are asking for. So that's it for number 10, number 11, part A.